Okay, today we're going to be working on fractions, and I know many of you struggle with that, so we're going to go through this together. Okay, first off we have, we're adding and subtracting fractions. To add or to subtract fractions with different denominators, you must first turn them into a common denominator. You have to express each fraction as an equivalent fraction with the same lowest common denominator. Alright, so what we're going to do is just dive in. The multiple method. Take the larger denominator, look at multiples, the number and the number multiplied by 2, 3, 4, and so on, of it until you find one that is divisible by the smaller denominator. This is called the lowest common denominator. Okay, that's a lot of words. What does that mean? That means I look at the 8 and I say, okay, 8 is not divisible by 6. 8 times 2 is 16. Nope, not divisible by 6. 8 times 3 is 24. Ah, that's divisible by 6. So if I'm going to use 24, I'm going to write it over here, 24, because 8 times 3 is 24, and 6 times 4 is 24. So that means I'm going to change this 1 over 8 by multiplying it by 3 over 3. And the 5 over 6, we're going to multiply it by 4 over 4. This is going to give me denominators of 24. So when I multiply, remember you multiply straight across. So we're going to multiply like this and this. So we're going to do those 4 sets of multiplication. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 4 times 5 is 20. And 4 times 6 is 24. So now I have a common denominator. So now I just add the 2 and the 20 and the 3. And my answer is going to be 23 over 24. That's your multiply method. Well, here we already have number 2. We already have a common denominator. So that's easy. I can go straight to this. 4 minus 3 is 1. So my final answer is 1/7. For number 3 here, let's see. They both go to 30. 10, if I multiply this by 3 over 3, it's going to give me 30. And 2 over 2 times the 15 is 30. So 11 times 2 is 22. Over 2 times 15 is 30. The second term, 3 times 3 is 6. No, it isn't. It's 9. Apologies. 9 over 3 times 10 is 30. 22 plus 9 is 31 over 30. Okay, so that's what this method is all about. 21 and 6. Okay, so 2 times 21 is 42. 42 is 6 times 7. So if I multiply this by 2 over 2, and this one by 7 over 7, I get 40 over 42 minus 35 over 42. Common denominator 40 minus 35 is 5 over the common denominator. All right, that is lowest common denominator using the multiply method, the multiple method. All right, so now when we're doing mixed numbers, To convert them, there are two different methods. The vertical method and, let's see, where are we? There we are. Vertical and, okay, I guess there's only one method they're going to teach. Let's see if this is mine. Rewrite them vertically, lining up the fractions and the whole numbers. Okay, I see what they're saying. All right, so we're going to rewrite the problem vertically, lining up our fractions and our whole numbers. Okay, so what that means is 2 and an eighth and 3 and 3/8. Okay, 2 plus 3 is 5. 1/8 plus 3/8 is 4/8. So my answer is 5 and 4/8, which simplifies to 5 1/2, because 4 is half of 8. Okay, now we're going to look at this one. 44 and 3/8, 66 and 1/5. When we go to add those, we can't add those fractions, so we're going to have to do a common denominator on that. 6 and 4, so 4 and 6 is 10, 0, carry the 1, 10, and plus the 1 makes 11. I'm going to have 110 plus whatever the sum of the fractions is. So to do that, I need 40. So this becomes 8 over 40. And this one, I multiply 5 by 5 over 5. And I apologize. Get out of here, you. There we go. Sorry. 3 times 5 is 15. So this becomes 15 over 40. So now I can add those. 15 plus 8 is 23. 23/40ths. It's not greater than 1. So we are fine. That is our final answer. And we cannot simplify that 23/40ths. All right, this is the rule for multiplying fractions. Multiplying two fractions, you multiply numerators and denominators. So basically, it's straight across. 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 3 is 27. At this point, you would then simplify if you needed to. These have no common factors. All right, here's some more examples. 1 times 1, so we go straight across. 2 times 5 is 10, and that one's done. I can't simplify it. Okay, negative times a negative is always going to be negative times a positive is always negative. 5 times 1 is 5. Over 6 times 3 is 18. Those won't simplify. 6 times 5 is 30. 25 times 6, apologies, I wrote that. 25 times 6 is 150. Now the first thing to do in reducing this, when you have trailing zeros, you can cross out pairs. So I can cross those two out. So 3 over 15. Well, 15 is 3 times 5. I'm going to cross out the 15 because I have a 3 times 5 on the bottom. I now have a 3, so I can get rid of the 3. So my final answer is just the 5, 1/5. All right, let's look at 4. Now, one of the things you can do when multiplying fractions, it's kind of helpful, is to go ahead and break them down into factors so you can start crossing things off. 9, we're going to leave as a 9. And 16 is 4 times 4. And 20 is 4 times 5. And 27 is 3 times 9. So since these are all factors, I can cross off all of that. I'm left with 5 over 4 times 3. Makes simplifying much easier. Okay, these don't have any common factors at all, so this is just going to be a straight over multiplication. Now, because it's a positive and a negative, my answer is negative. Remember, same is positive. Plus plus is positive, minus minus is positive. Different, plus minus or minus plus, is negative, so the answer is negative. 5 times 9 is 45. There we go. All right, division of fractions. Okay, so flip and multiply. Whatever we're dividing by, so we're dividing by 2/6 on this one, you flip that and multiply. So this is going to become, you're finding its reciprocal, this. Well, this is nice and easy. And 6 is actually 2 times 3. So I'm left with 2. All right, 3 divided by 1/3, that becomes times 3 over 1. Well, that's going to be 3 times 3, or 9. 2 divided by 1/4, that's going to be 2 times 4 over 1, which is 2 times 4, or 8. 2 over 3 times 2 over 1, 4 over 3. Okay. All right, one more set. Flip and multiply. 7 over 9 times 27 is 3 times 9 over 8. 3 times 7 is 21, so I have 21 over 8. 3 over 7 times 9 over 21. Okay, well, 21 is 7 times 3, so I can get rid of the 3. I'm left with a 9 and 7 times 7, which is 49. Okay, not too bad. All right, writing a mixed number as an improper fraction. Okay, that just means we're taking the whole portion of the whole number portion of it and turning it into a fraction. Okay. Now, this is our example. You take 2 and 2/3. Well, that is 2 plus 2/3. Well, now we turn this into common denominator fractions and we get 8/3. But there is a shortcut, and this is the one I use all the time. We take the 3 times the 2, and that gives us a 6. Then we take the 2, the numerator, add those together, you get 8, and you put it up on top of the original common denominator. Pretty easy. So let's look at some of these. I lost my little thingy to help me advance. Okay. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 1 all over the denominator we started with. So that's 21 over 5. Not too bad. Here it's still going to be negative. 11 times 7 is 77. Add the 9. Put it over the original denominator. Negative 77 plus 9, right, it's basically 9 minus 77, is negative 68 over 11. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I was hoping it would simplify better, but it doesn't. All right. 13 times 5. Whoops. Pardon. 13 times 5 is 50 plus 15 is 65 plus the 2 all over 5 Sorry, I forgot to box my answers. Alright, 5. You can't really change 5 into an improper fraction because it's not giving us a fractional portion. So I guess the best way to do it would just be 5 over 1. That's a mixed number. You could do 10 over 2. You could do 15 over 3 because they all simplified at 5. Alright, multiplying and dividing mixed numbers. Mixed numbers, change mixed numbers into improper fractions and then multiply and divide as we did with fractions. So, 5 1/5. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 1 over the denominator, multiplying 13 plus 2 over 13. All right, now we multiply straight across, so we have 26 times 15 over 5 times 13. Let's see, 2 13s is 26. 4 13s would therefore be 52. 76, 78. All right, and then 26 times 15 is 390. Oh, you know what would have been easier? Silly me. Okay, I'm going to look at this straight up. 26 is 2 times 13, and 15 is 3 times 5. My denominator is 5 times 13. And there we go. 2 times 3 is 6. That's my answer. Okay, see, so that's not too bad, except for I kind of sloppied over down to the number 2 area here. So I'm going to put 2 down below. All right. 9 times, it would help if I could actually see the number. There we go. 9 times 5 is 45. This is number 2. 45. Sorry, 9 times 5 is 45 plus 3. Divided by 3 times 4 is 12 plus the 3 over the 4. Okay, so we have 48 over 5 divided by, so I'm going to flip and multiply, 4 over 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, so now when I multiply these across, .48 times 4 is 192. 5 times 15 is 75. And I don't think we have anything in common. Oh, nope, they both have 3s. Okay, because 75 is 3 times 5 times 5. So this 192 is 3 times 64. This is 3 times 25. So our final answer would be 64 over 25. Which is what? 2 and then 9 25ths. All right, last one. Let's do number 3 here. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 3 is 27. So I have a negative 27 over 8. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So I'm going to multiply this by 4 over 9. I just do the reciprocal. All right, 27. All right, this can be rewritten. 3 times 9 times 4 over 8 is 2 times 4. And we're down to negative 3/2. There we go. Okay, not too bad. Okay, that is fraction review.